not quite as steaming hot. I poured it a few minutes ago. We've been discussing the events of today. Good morning, comrades. How are you doing today? It is 8:33 a.m. on 1/8/2021, the year America fell. For now. I was going to add another video and I didn't do it. Shame on me. Oh, well, that's okay. I'll explain that one to y'all. You guys are just going to miss out on that video. I got a lot of good stuff, a lot of stuff going on, a lot of stuff happening. I'll see if I can edit on the fly, if I can find that video real quick that I was just talking about, and I will send it to my wife, and she might be able to pull it up, maybe. Let's see if I can find the video I was just talking about. Nope, not going to happen. Never mind. Moving on. It'll be all right. I tell her how to find it, but So how are you all today? An event of things that have happened in the last couple of days. I've wrapped my mind around some things that we're going to talk about. Stuff that has come up, stuff that is on my mind. Ladies and gentlemen, as I try to edit on the fly at the beginning of this, that's okay. We are in a extra constitutional time. The Constitution is null and void. I'm going to explain. But before I explain that, I want to make something clear to Facebook. This is an editorial. This is my opinion. It does not respect express the opinions of this station or broadcasters or Facebook or Twitter or Google or anybody else. This is my opinion. And I, right now, at least until the next 11 or 12 days, am entitled to my opinion, though the Constitution is dead. So what do I mean by that? This is what every one of the 400 and so congressmen and 100 senators said when they entered office. I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I will take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office for which I'm about to enter, so help me God. Notice they took the God out of that because, well, when you're lying, you don't want to use God. Now, what do I mean that we're in a extra constitutional time or that the Constitution is null and void? Let me explain it to you this way. And look, you hack guys on here, you trolls that are right now typing, "Oh, we're not. The Constitution rules the land." Right now, this guy's an idiot, a loser. He's a fatso. Oh, his beard's unshaven. Oh, right now you got on there, you're going nuts. Okay, stop. Look up right here in my eyes. Look at me. I'll explain something to you. I'm going to explain it to you, okay? What I'm talking about. I'm explaining it, okay? Now I'm talking to you, and listen up, okay? Here we go. Me and you, right? We enter into a contract, a business agreement, me and you, okay? We agree that you're going to pay me 1/3 of your income, okay? And I'm going to go to work for you, and I'm going to produce a product, and we're going to get rich. Okay, sound good? You know, it's gonna be great because a rising tide raises all ships. You know what I mean? So we enter in this contract, and the first couple of years, it's working out great. It really is doing well. We enter this contract, and it really is doing good. That's awesome. So, hey, let me ask you guys a question. Can you share this video right now? Because as I'm watching, Facebook is actively squashing this video. Believe it or not, right now. So if you could share this video, it would help me greatly. So yes, I hope everybody can hear me all right. Can you hear me? Okay, because I'm just watching what's happening. This thing is actively being squashed by Facebook. Anyway, so we enter into a contract, me and you. You still there, trolls? You still listening? Don't type yet. I'll give you something to type about in a second. You just hang in there, okay? For a third of your income, you're gonna contract with me to do your labor and produce the things that are going to make us rich. You got it? Okay, good. Follow me here. First couple of years are going great. We're getting rich. We're making a bunch of money. Everything is fantastic. But then as time goes on, I keep coming to you saying I need more. There's not quite enough. We got overruns. We got budget problems. It's not working out right. I need a little more. I need a little more. I need a little more. Finally, you get frustrated with me. Always need a little more. Always telling you a story. Always telling you I'm going to be there for. I'm going to take care of it. It's going to be great. And you come and you check it out to see what the progress is on the endeavor that we've started. And you find out that the whole time, I've been lying to you. I've been going to Vegas with your third of the money, your hard-earned money. I've been going to Vegas. I've been playing the slot machines and hiring hookers. Would you agree with me that you probably won't uphold the rest of that contract? That you will declare that contract null and void because of breach of contract? Would you say that you probably won't want to give me any more of the third of your income that you've been giving me? Are you hearing me, trolls? Would you agree that you probably wouldn't keep that contract? Well, the Constitution of the United States of America is a contract created by the people with the government, allowing the government and instructing the government how they are supposed to act with our resources, our money. And those that we have hired to put in place to administer this contract that we created, the Constitution, have fraudulently deceived us in an act so blatant that they stole the whole thing from us. What do I mean by that? You trolls, there was no fraud. It was clean and pure as a wind-driven snow. Now, you know as well as I do that that's not true. You bitch about the government just as much as I do. You're just happy that right now you think your guy, won. What you don't realize is that both sides have been screwing you. You got stimulated the other day with a little cash, didn't you? And I bet you're excited to get stimulated some more. But follow me here for a second. This election was totally fraudulent. How was it fraudulent? Because Article 2, Section 1, which I think I didn't load in here, but let me see if I got it. Is that it? Each state shall appoint in a manner that the legislature thereof may direct the number of electors equal to the whole part of the senators and representatives and blah, blah, blah. Article 2, Section 1. Says that the legislators of the several states shall select the electors. Did you know that the legislators in like 7 of the states sent up competing electors that weren't even considered? Did you know that Pennsylvania had a lawsuit that the governor and the Secretary of State changed the rules on the legislator, on the election, prior to the election? The legislator went and sued. Went to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court said, no, the governor can do whatever he wants. So they took it to the U.S. Supreme Court. Not that was Pennsylvania. And they said that you can't, the Pennsylvania Supreme Court said they could do whatever you want. You can't sue because nothing has happened yet. You have no precedent. So they went to the U.S. Supreme Court, and in a 4-4 decision, because Ruth Bader Ginsburg had passed away, they sent it back down to the lower court. They punted. Follow me here. So Pennsylvania waited till after the election. They sued. They said they don't have precedence or standing. They should have done it before. Well, they did. You wouldn't accept it. So they were in a catch-22. They had no standing before and no standing after. It was fraud. It was total fraud. The Constitution says the legislator, not the governors in Georgia, not the Secretary of States in Georgia and Michigan and all these states. This was a completely fraudulent election just on that standing alone. But now you get into all the other stuff, all of the other creative counting techniques. Everybody knows, as Ross Perot used to say, you know it, I know it, you know it, I know it, and the American people know it. There's going to be a giant sucking sound, as Ross Perot, all the way to China, back into Joe Biden's pockets, Nancy Pelosi, whoever else. Because they sanctified the fraudulent election on 1/6/2021, they have voided the Constitution of the United States of America. It no longer applies, not to us, not to them. Not that it mattered. They hadn't really cared about the Constitution in a long time. They passed laws like Obamacare. Show me in the Constitution where you have a right to health care. Show me in the Constitution where the federal government has the right to dictate what kind of health care you buy. It doesn't exist. They made it up. They had to change. The Supreme Court of the United States of America had to change the wording, the definition of the wordings of the law, just to fit it into the hemisphere of the Constitution. Back in the day, do you remember that? So the Constitution really is irrelevant to these people. It has been for a long time, but they put the death nail into it. We are in an extra constitutional time. The Constitution is now null and void. If we're not going to follow the laws of the land, if we're not going to listen to the will of the people, who's to say as soon as they take power in 12 days, who's to say that they don't just pass a law that says you're no longer allowed to have a gun of any type, and that you have X amount of days to turn them in before they send the Gestapo after you? And they pass that through the House, and they pass it through the Senate, and the president signs it, and it becomes law. So people sue, and it goes to the courts, and the courts say, looks like a law to me. Who's going to stop them? You? There's no one to stop them. There's no Constitution to stop them. That's where we are. Why not? I mean, if the Senate agrees and the House agrees and the president agrees and the courts agrees, who else is there to agree? What recourse do we have? And once they get the guns, they might as well get the First Amendment and the Fifth Amendment and all the other amendments. Why do we need those? In fact, they should just pass new amendments that say you have to think the way they think. You have to act the way they act. You have to be who they are. You have no choice in the matter because they said so. And that's where we are right now. I just want to remind you, please share this video because they're actively squashing this video right now, meaning Facebook. I just want to remind you of that. So I've got a couple videos I want to play. So this first video is as the gavel came down and they declared the end of this country. I want you to watch Mike Pence. Go ahead and play this video. This is right after.
And that's the moment you sold your soul.
That's the moment you sold your soul. And watch it one more time. Let it play through. Watch what's going on here. You know, Judas walked with Jesus for 3 years before he betrayed him for a couple pieces of silver. Now, what I see going on here, let it play again. What I see going on here, you did a great job. You did exactly what we wanted you to do. Welcome to the club. You know, we got your back. And one of these days, you might even be president. That's what I see going on here. All right, moving on. So here we got this play that happened, this big opera that happened, that played out. All the players are coming out. We see who is and who isn't right now. You have things happening in the background. You have things that are not quite what you thought they were. You have your friends who maybe aren't your friends anymore. You have your politicians that you once thought were on your side may not be on your side. Dinesh D'Souza says the official GOP simply has no idea where the base is right now. These DC types are so off base, it's scary. Their platitudes are aimed at appeasing the media and the left. What a psychology. Who needs allies when you can kiss the butts of your adversaries? Well, I get the sentiments of Dinesh D'Souza, but I disagree with him. They're not adversaries. We are. They're not the problem with each other. We are. That video I just played proves that they're in cahoots. They're buddies. Did you see the one with McConnell where the guy went like this behind him? Did you see that one? I don't know what that means.
It's kind of like going to court, and after the defense lawyer and the prosecutor put up their sides, and then they leave the courtroom and they give each other a high five and meet out on the golf course.
Yeah, exactly. That brings up another story. When I got divorced, I showed up. I get there early. I get everywhere early. I'm an early bird. I showed up to court, and me and my ex-wife, there wasn't a whole lot to it. We agreed it was done. We went our separate ways. But as I'm sitting in the courtroom, right, my attorney, this big guy, older guy, he just got back from vacation. And he's sitting there with his, back in the day, we didn't have these phones. They had a little digital device with a bunch of pictures on it. He's scrolling through his pictures of his grandkids and all this stuff. And this female attorney was leaning on him over his shoulders like this, going, oh, your grandkids are so cute. Oh, they're so adorable. Oh, like that, right? Well, then her client walked in the room. She's now stern-faced. She's now red-faced. I'm mean attorney. Their docket was up before mine. They spent 45 minutes arguing about who gets custody of the cat. That attorney and my attorney, who were just, before the lady walked in the room, who were just, smooging on it. I thought maybe there was a relationship there that we didn't know about. We're mad-faced, spitting, red-faced at each other. Because this guy and this gal who had some money were arguing over the cat. And the attorneys asked for an extension so they can settle this out. Yes, and get paid more. I bet you the two of them sat together over dinner and said, well, how much has your client got? Well, my client's got this much. Well, my client's got this much. What do you think we can make off of this deal if we keep going? Yes, let's fight over the cat. Well, that's what Congress has been doing to you. They've been fighting over the cookie jar. You get it this time. No, I get it this time. No, you get it this time. Don't worry there, Mr. Pence. Soon as Kamala's done running for president, you can run. We'll make sure of it. We'll have the Dominion machines in place. That's where we're at in this country. That's where we've been at. But now it's come to the light. Biden. No one could tell me that if it had been Black Lives Matters protesting yesterday, they would have been treated very differently, very, very different, very, very differently than the mob of thugs who stormed the Capitol. We all know that's true. It's unacceptable. Unacceptable. Yep. Just like these guys. Although we were told this was wholesome and good, and an act of bravery, and we need to have a national conversation. We just need to listen to what they have to say. I got another video that kind of emphasizes this right here. Go ahead and play this video.
Tell me that if had been a group of Black Lives Matter protesting yesterday, they wouldn't have been treated very, very differently.
Remember who called for your towns to be burned down.
We all know that's true. and it is unacceptable. Totally unacceptable.
That's reparations. That is reparations. Anything they want to take it, because these businesses have insurance.
Tell me.
Remember, it's reparations. It's reparations. If they tear down your business and take your stuff, but it's a mad mob if you come into where we work, you know, boy, that took a while to load. There needs to be, I got to pull up so I can read it. There needs to be unrest in the streets. Protesters should not let up. If you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, in a gasoline station, you get out there and create a crowd. You push back on them. You tell them they're not welcome here anymore, anywhere. I just don't know why there aren't uprisings all over the country. Maybe there will be. I just don't know why there aren't uprisings. Maybe there will be, as long as we control them, as long as there are uprisings for our purposes, because, you know, yeah, it just depends on whose uprising there is. You guys did a great job sharing this. Now people are starting to pay attention. Then there's this one. It says, during yesterday's protest in D.C., a Trump-supporting U.S. Air Force veteran, name was Ashley Bobbitt, was shot dead by Capitol Police, who have been placed on leave. She attempted to climb through the window. So this is the shot. I'm not going to play the whole thing for you, but this gal, I mean, just out of respect, but you can actually watch this video if you choose to, but I'm not going to play it. So these people, I lost it. Excuse me. These people are screaming and hooting and hollering. Oh, the travesty. Oh, how dare they? How dare they protest us? What they're not telling you is that this guy was standing right next to her. And who is this guy? I'm not saying she was a part of it. I'm saying she was caught up in it. She should have probably not been in there, but this is who this guy is. One of the men who was right next to her when she was shot yesterday in the Capitol arrest was an organizer for violent protests. We're being played. We're being set up. We've been played. It's over as far as that goes. Their scheme worked to perfection. Josh Hawley. They came to his house. They protested. Now Simon & Schuster wants to take and remove his book. How did that get on my post? How'd that get on my page? What? Somehow somebody posted and it popped up, and I don't know how it did it. Do you see that?
I do.
I don't know how to make that go away.
It's not on your live.
It's not on my live feed. I wonder how come I can see that. That's new.
I can see it too.
Huh. Someone's cussing me out right now live, and I can see it, and I don't know how he hacked in and did it. Interesting. Well, I'll find you and get rid of you. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, see, it's not on the...
Oh, at least as long as people can't see it, that's fine. I'll ignore it. So anyways, I lost my train of thought.
No, they can.
Can they? Is it on there? I don't know how it got on there. Interesting. Please ignore whatever that is and how that popped up on there. I don't know why it's on my feed. It should not be on there. Interesting. Just
way to get that out of there?
No. Nope. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what's happening. I have no control over my own feed, and this is popping up. I can't exit it. I can't get out of it. I can't control it. Oh, now it went away. And I didn't do it. Interesting. Y'all are seeing what's going on right now, aren't you? Y'all are seeing what's happening. It's happening live as you're watching. Here's a protest that happened, the mega protest. There's fire and brimstone and everything happening. Oh, wait, no, this was in October when nobody said anything. When they were screaming at Donald Trump for wanting to bring in the National Guard to bring this. Now there's 6,000 National Guards on the street to stop the mega guys. You know, we got to ask ourselves. I got a couple other videos to watch. We got to ask ourselves what's going on around here. Go ahead and play this next video. This is of a guy who claims to be Antifa. Oh, I got you muted.
Back from storming the Capitol. We stormed it. We were successful. We stormed the fucking Capitol. And for all you bitches on Facebook going crazy right now talking about it was Antifa fucking being infiltrating and that it wasn't us. It was us. We proudly took back our Capitol. I'm only here in my hotel room to get some gear on. I'm going back, baby. They brought the National Guard out for us and shit. We had the fucking cops running. They ran from. All right, guys. So this video is gonna be a little bit different than the other ones. I just got back from storming the Capitol. We stormed it. We were successful. We stormed the fucking Capitol. And for all you bitches on Facebook going crazy right now talking about it was Antifa fucking being infiltrating and that it wasn't us. It was us.
They're admitting it. It was Antifa. It was Antifa. So take that, fact checker Facebook. They fact checked me 2 or 3 times yesterday saying it wasn't Antifa, it wasn't Antifa, it wasn't Antifa. Well, there's Antifa. It's kind of like, it's not ISIS. It's not Islamic extremist. And then they get on there and say, oh, it was us. We blew up the camel. There he is, blowing up the camel. It is Antifa. What's the next video?
Oh,
Okay, she's still getting the next video up.
it says greatness has.
Okay, that's fine. So, with all this stuff that's going on, I don't know how long I'll be on Facebook or YouTube or whatever. So I suggest that you find me on Parler. Let me pull off that banner real quick. That you find me on Parler, because there I am. That you find me on MeWe. I can't go live on these, but I will post my videos on there. And that you find me on Rumble. Follow me, like me, whatever they call it, do that. That way you'll get the same stuff, the same thought process if you like me. Hey, look, if you're a troll and you don't like me, why are you here? Just move on. There's all kinds of stuff out there. Look, you can go listen to AOC. She gets on there and she does like cooking videos and stuff and talks about communism. You'll love it. Go do that. Why are you with me? Got that video queued up? Okay, so I'm going to leave you with this video.
What? I'm going to say my thing too.
Oh, yes. My wife says she wants to say something. So I'm gonna play this video, and then my wife, hang around because my wife's got something to say. And woo, this could be good. So check out this video right here.
Our movement is about replacing a failed and corrupt political establishment with a new government controlled by you, the American people. The Washington establishment and the financial and media corporations that fund it exist for only one reason: to protect and enrich itself. The establishment has trillions of dollars at stake in this election. For those who control the levers of power in Washington and for the global special interest, they partner with these people that don't have your good in mind. Our campaign represents a true existential threat like they haven't seen before. This is not simply another 4-year election. This is a crossroads in the history of our civilization that will determine whether or not we, the people, reclaim control over our government. The political establishment that is trying to stop us is the same group responsible for our disastrous trade deals, massive illegal immigration, and economic and foreign policies that have bled our country dry. The political establishment has brought about the destruction of our factories and our jobs as they flee to Mexico, China, and other countries all around the world. It's a global power structure that is responsible for the economic decisions that have robbed our working class, stripped our country of its wealth, and put that money into the pockets of a handful of large corporations and political entities. This is a struggle for the survival of our nation, and this will be our last chance to save it. This election will determine whether we're a free nation or whether we have only the illusion of democracy, but are in fact controlled by a small handful of global special interests rigging the system, and our system is rigged. This is reality. You know it, they know it, I know it, and pretty much the whole world knows it. The Clinton machine is at the center of this power structure. We've seen this firsthand in the WikiLeaks documents, in which Hillary Clinton meets in secret with international banks to plot the destruction of U.S. sovereignty in order to enrich these global financial powers, her special interest friends, and her donors. Honestly, she should be locked up. The most powerful weapon deployed by the Clintons is the corporate media, the press. Let's be clear on one thing. The corporate media in our country is no longer involved in journalism. They're a political special interest, no different than any lobbyist or other financial entity with a total political agenda, and the agenda is not for you, it's for themselves. Anyone who challenges their control is deemed a sexist, a racist, a xenophobe. They will lie, and then again, they will do worse than that. They will do whatever's necessary. The Clintons are criminals, remember that. This is well documented, and the establishment that protects them has engaged in a massive cover-up of widespread criminal activity at the State Department and the Clinton Foundation in order to keep the Clintons in power. They knew they would throw every lie they could at me and my family and my loved ones. They knew they would stop at nothing to try to stop me. Nevertheless, I take all of these slings and arrows gladly for you. I take them for our movement so that we can have our country back. I knew this day would arrive. It's only a question of when. And I knew the American people would rise above it and vote for the future they deserve. The only thing that can stop this corrupt machine is you. The only force strong enough to save our country is us. The only people brave enough to vote out this corrupt establishment is you, the American people. Our great civilization has come upon a moment of reckoning. I didn't need to do this, folks, believe me. I built a great company, and I had a wonderful life. I could have enjoyed the fruits and benefits of years of successful business deals and businesses for myself and my family, instead of going through this absolute horror show of lies, deceptions, malicious attacks. Who would have thought? I'm doing it because this country has given me so much, and I feel so strongly that it's my turn to give back to the country that I love. I'm doing this for the people and for the movement, and we will take back this country for you, and we will make America great again.
I haven't had a chance to like the.
So here we are on a threshold. I want to talk a little bit about Donald Trump. Pay very close attention if he's really not saying much. In the video he did the other day where everybody says he was conceding, he never said concede. In the video he did with the two flags, he was in some weird place. He was not in the White House, and there was two flags. Go find that video. I was going to put that video in here, and I forgot to load it up. I apologize. But find that video at about 1 minute and 28 seconds into the 2-minute video. The camera angle changes to a weird angle for exactly 17 seconds. He who has an ear to hear and eyes to see, may you understand. Exactly 17 seconds. In Georgia, when he was speaking in Georgia, as he's walking out, he clapped his hands. Go look at it. Exactly 17 times. He who has ears to hear and eyes to see to understand, let them understand. At the end of that video, because someone pointed out the 17 times, and I thought that could have been a mistake, he clapped his hands again exactly 17 times. Then he made a circle in the air with his fingers and pointed at somebody like this. So he made a circle in the air with his fingers, and he pointed at somebody like this. It's opposite. And then he clapped his hands again 17 times. He who has ears to hear and eyes to see, let him understand what I'm talking about. Have no fear, because although we are in an extra constitutional time, we are not in the end time. Now I'm going to let my beautiful bride go ahead and say what she wants to say, and I think you'll enjoy it. Go ahead.
All right, my friends, this is what I shared on my Facebook. Came to me this morning, and it's accurate and truthful. This, my friends, was the call for riots and looting. These here in the House, these senators, congressmen, and your speaker. My president did not call for riots and looting or unrest. He did not call for them to burn your businesses down or steal from you. My friends, you have been swindled with a full year of psychological warfare and brainwashing. There comes a time, and it will be soon, that you will be rounded up and you will have to choose your beliefs, your family, and your God. You will either stand for them or take a knee. Some have already sold their souls, and some will never have the backbone to stand for their God and their beliefs. I pray all day, every day. I do not have to watch my children die because I chose God. I will not sell my soul. I will not kneel to baby-killing, Satan-worshiping, child-molesting, nasty, vile, power-driven humans who have no souls. I say to some of you, you want this? Now live with the viper that you have nurtured. But when it strikes against you, serpent from hell that you have sold your soul to, I will pray for you. I will pray for them. I will pray for my country. I will pray for my children. And I will not stand down I will not stand down. I will only stand for my God. His armies of angels protect me.
There you have it, friends. There are but two parties. There are traitors and there are patriots. I stand with y'all. Have a great day. Share this message. People need to hear it. Talk to y'all later.